Let me tell you something. There comes a time in every person's life when enough is enough. You reach that point where you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize the person staring back. You've been pretending for too long, smiling when you're broken, acting strong when you're tired. You've been showing the world a version of you that's running on empty, tired, defeated, distracted, and disconnected from who you truly are. But today is different because right now, this is your breaking point. And listen, the breaking point isn't where you die. It's where you're reborn. Every great person you admire, every story of transformation started right there in that dark place where they had to say, I can't live like this anymore. You see, the problem isn't that you failed. The problem is that you've accepted failure as normal. You've made peace with mediocrity. You've convinced yourself that maybe greatness isn't for you. You've settled for less because the grind for more scared you. But the truth is this, the version of you that got you here cannot take you there. The version of you that's lazy, distracted, comfortable, that version has to die. You want new blessings, but you're holding on to old habits. You want new results, but you've got the same routines. You want to live a new life, but you're walking with the same mindset that kept you stuck in the last chapter. Let me tell you something raw and real. You cannot evolve without pain. You cannot upgrade without breaking. Every version of you that wants to rise has to watch the old version fall apart. That's what transformation feels like. Losing what's familiar to find what's real. And I get it. Change hurts. It hurts to cut off comfort. It hurts to stop making excuses. It hurts to wake up early when no one else does. But listen, so does staying the same. You've got to decide which pain you want, the pain of growth or the pain of regret. Because if you don't transform, life will transform you by force. You'll lose opportunities that were meant for the version of you that never showed up. You'll watch time slip through your fingers while your potential dies quietly inside you. The new version of you isn't going to show up by luck. It's going to show up by decision. This is the moment you stop saying one day and start saying day one. Right here, right now, you draw the line in the sand and say, I'm done being average. I'm done letting my fear control me. I'm done playing small. The old version of you has expired. It's time to download the new software. T-S-E-R-Y-N-G, D-E-S-T-O-Y-I-N-T-P-R-Y-I-N. You know what's crazy? Most people are walking around with a version of themselves that's outdated. You're still operating on the same mindset you had 5 years ago. The same excuses, the same fears, the same patterns. But here's the truth. You've got more power inside you than you could ever imagine. The universe didn't make you by mistake. God didn't create you to simply exist. He created you to evolve, to expand, to rise. But here's what happened. Life hit you. Disappointments broke you. People betrayed you. You lost confidence. You started believing the lies that you're not enough, that you can't change, that you missed your chance. But deep down, something in you knows you're not done yet. There's something inside of you that whispers every morning, you're made for more. You've just got to wake it up. The new version of you isn't found outside. It's buried inside. You don't need a new car, new clothes, or a new job to change your life. You need a new mindset. You need to realize that everything you've been through, the pain, the heartbreak, the rejection, it wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to wake you up. You see, you don't grow when life is easy. You grow when life gets hard. You don't find strength in comfort. You find it in struggle. That's where the new version of you is born, in the fire. The people who rise aren't the ones who never fell. They're the ones who fell, got back up, and said, let's go again. You've got to tell yourself, I refuse to stay the same. I refuse to quit. I refuse to let my potential die with me. When you awaken that mindset, the world changes. You start walking differently. You start talking differently. You start attracting things you once thought were impossible, because energy doesn't lie. The moment you believe you deserve more, the universe starts to move in your favor. The new version of you doesn't wait for permission. It takes action. It doesn't ask, what if I fail? It says, what if I fly? You've got to tap into your inner lion. Stop walking like a sheep when you were born to lead. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. When you upgrade yourself, you give others permission to do the same. This is your awakening moment. The moment you realize that the power to change your life was never in their hands. It's been in yours all along. Oh wow, now let's get real. Everyone wants the new version of themselves, but no one wants to do what it takes to become that person. You want success, but you don't want the struggle. You want the crown, but you don't want the cross. You want transformation, but you're not willing to go through the process. Listen to me. The grind is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. You can't download a new you overnight. You've got to build it brick by brick, day by day, decision by decision. The new version of you is disciplined. It wakes up when the alarm goes off, not when it feels like it. It does the work when nobody's watching. It sacrifices temporary comfort for permanent results. You've got to reprogram your mind to understand that greatness isn't about talent, it's about grit. The grind is what separates the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the achievers. You can pray, you can manifest, but if you don't work, nothing moves. Let me tell you something powerful. Consistency beats talent every single time. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be consistent enough to outlast the rest. The new version of you doesn't need motivation. It's driven by purpose, because motivation fades, but purpose endures. Every morning, you got to wake up and remind yourself of your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you fighting? Why are you pushing? Because when the pain hits, and trust me, your why will keep you alive. Don't run from the grind, run to it. Because that's where your strength is built. That's where your character is forged. That's where you prove to yourself that you're not who you used to be. When it gets hard, when your mind says quit, that's when you're closest to becoming the new version of you. The pain you feel right now is just the old you fighting to survive, but the new you is fighting to be born. So keep going, keep pushing, keep grinding, because one day you'll look back and realize it was all worth it. This is the part where everything changes, where the pain becomes power, where the lessons become legacy. Transformation doesn't happen in one moment. It's 1,000 small choices stacked on top of each other. It's in the morning you got up when you didn't want to. It's in the night you stayed disciplined instead of distracted. It's in the time you kept faith when you couldn't see the way. And one day, without even realizing it, you wake up and say, I'm not who I used to be. That's the moment you understand that the new version of you was always possible. It just required a version of you that refused to quit. When you transform, people will notice. Some will cheer for you. Some will question you. Some will walk away because they can't handle your growth. But don't you dare shrink to make them comfortable. The new version of you doesn't apologize for evolving. You're not supposed to fit where you used to. You've got new energy now, new standards, new purpose. You've become unshakable. You've stopped chasing validation. You've stopped needing approval. You've started building peace, focus, and power from within. That's what transformation feels like. Not louder, not prouder, but clearer. When you become the new version of you, you start seeing life differently. Obstacles become opportunities. Failures become feedback. Pain becomes purpose. You realize that every storm was preparing you for the sunlight. Every tear was watering the seeds of your new self. Every rejection was redirection. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. And the version that's emerging, unstoppable. Now that you've become the new version of you, the question is, what will you do with it? Because transformation means nothing if you keep it to yourself. You've been given this upgrade so you can impact others. The new version of you is not just about success. It's about significance. It's about leaving a mark on this world that says, I was here and I made it better. You've got people watching you, kids, friends, strangers, who need your courage to believe in their own. They don't need a perfect example. They need a real one. Live your truth loudly. Walk in your purpose boldly. Love without fear. Work without limits. Because the new version of you doesn't just chase dreams. It creates them. So every morning when you wake up, tell yourself, I am not who I was. I am not who they said I'd be. I am who I decide to become. This is your era, your evolution, your transformation. You are the new version of you, stronger, wiser, hungrier, unstoppable. And from this day forward, no matter what happens, you don't go back, you don't shrink, you don't apologize, because the old version of you, that person is gone. You've upgraded your life. You've rewritten your story. And the world better get ready, because the new you just showed up. And you're never leaving again.